It's Colder Inside by Charlotte Robertson. Scene 1. Lights up on a stage, empty except for a drum set, stage right, and a table down center. 6-year-old Andy walks on slowly and makes his way to the drums. He picks up the idle drumsticks, inspects them for a moment, and closes his eyes. He begins to mime playing the drums, that is, create a beat without making a sound. Enter Jen, 31, bright, distracted, imaginative. She's talking on the phone wearing a winter coat.
It's definitely broken. What's that? Look, Dan, it's 40 degrees out and we have no heat. Yes, I tried the lever at the bottom. Can you please just send somebody to fix my radiator? Tomorrow? Okay. Okay, fine, I see. I'll see you tomorrow then.
Jen hangs up the phone and pinches the bridge of her nose. She sighs exasperated before turning her attention to Andy, who is still miming the drums.
Hi, sweetheart. What are you working on?
It's not finished yet.
Sure, but I'm a good audience member for works in progress. Well, you let me know, all right?
Jen pats Andy's head.
Hello?
Hello?
Andy stops miming the drums, stands up, and exits. Minnie, 34, cheery and honest with Luke, a tall, handsome man of 36. They are both carrying suitcases.
Hi.
Minnie, it's so good to see you. You know, I thought you weren't coming until Tuesday.
Minnie and Jen hug.
Today's Tuesday, honey.
Oh, of course. Silly me.
So, Jen, meet Luke, my fiancé. Luke, this is my sister.
Great to meet you.
Enchanté.
Luke shakes Jen's hand too gently and for too long. It is awkward.
Okay.
Wow, it's weird being back here. Not a thing has changed since we were kids. Jen's been taking care of the house ever since our parents moved to Florida. They couldn't stand to sell it.
It's a lovely house.
So lovely.
Yes. Lovely. I'm sorry about the cold. The radiator broke this morning and no one's able to fix it until tomorrow.
Don't worry.
We're fine. Hey, check out these drums.
Luke walks over to the drum set. He sits himself down at the stool.
Awesome. You know, I used to be in a band in high school.
Oh boy, here he goes. Luke can talk for hours about his glory days.
What? We were pretty good. We were called Lungs. You know, like heart. It was me, my buddy Brian on guitar, and Jeff on bass.
Luke picks up the idle drumsticks.
Oh, be careful with those.
Jen rushes over to Luke and swipes the drumsticks out of his hands.
Relax. Don't worry. I wasn't going to...
Jen clutches the drumsticks to her chest.
Sorry.
So, Jen, how's my old bedroom holding up?
It's untouched. Tennis trophies, posters, it's all there. The light switch is a little finicky, though. Oh, and the hole in the wall?
Hole in the wall?
Oh, yeah. Here's the story.
You have to tell the story.
I think it's a good one. So, I had this friend back in high school. His name was John. Weird little guy, but super friendly. He lived a few blocks from here, and he was often at our house. Or was that Jimmy? Maybe John lived on the other side of town. Darn it, I can't remember where he lived. Well, that isn't the point. So, John had this horrible fear of spiders, and we were hanging out, the three of us, me, him, and Minnie, in Minnie's room. What were we doing? Again, not the point. Anyway, he thought he saw a spider on the wall, and so he threw what was it, Minnie?
It was a textbook, monstrally heavy thing, and he ended up denting the wall.
And it turned out not to be a spider, but a piece of tape.
Jen laughs very loudly. Minnie and Luke exchange glances before politely laughing with her.
So, Jen, what do you want to do for dinner?
Oh, God, I hadn't even... Since your arrival slipped my mind, I didn't get the chance to go grocery shopping.
That's all right. We'll just go out to eat. Is that little place on Spring Street still open?
I'm sure it is. I usually don't go out to eat, so I'm not sure.
We'll try there. Let's go.
Minnie and Luke walk off together. Jen turns back to look at the house, waits for a moment, and also exits. Fade to black. Scene 2. It is later that night back at the house. A handbag sits on the table. Andy's at the drums, eyes closed, once again miming a beat. Jen sits in a chair next to him, watching. It is quiet except for the sounds of the night.
He seems to be getting really good.
It's not finished yet.
I know you're a perfectionist, and that's why you won't let me hear your music. But I'd love to sometime. Luke and Minnie are sleeping now. I don't understand how they can go to bed so early. Or maybe I go to bed too late. Luke does seem nice, though, right? I think he's good for Minnie.
Andy stops miming the drums and opens his eyes.
Is Aunt Minnie in love?
I don't know. I think only Aunt Minnie can answer that. Love is very complicated. Every time you think you know what love is, it changes. You understand what I'm saying?
Andy nods. Jen stands up and plants a kiss on his forehead. Enter Minnie wearing pajamas.
Hey, just,
Minnie gestures to the table. She crosses over and picks up her handbag. Minnie opens her handbag and takes out her cell phone.
You'll never believe he texted me. I guess he heard I was back in town.
Minnie scrolls through her phone for a second before showing Jen.
Paul Humphrey? That's hilarious. You know, I used to have such a crush on him.
You did? He was my boyfriend.
I had crushes on most of your boyfriends.
Oh,
Minnie turns off her phone and puts it back in her handbag. She's visibly uncomfortable.
I didn't know that.
I'm glad you came to visit.
Yeah, me too.
Luke seems really nice. When's the wedding?
Didn't you get the invitation?
I don't think so.
I know I sent you one. You're my sister, for crying out loud. Of course I sent you one.
Yeah, it's probably me. I don't always check the mail. It stresses me out, and then I forget about it.
I see. Well, it's September 15th. Save the date.
Okay.
You should really check your mail. I mean, there could be important things in there, like wedding invitations. And I mean, what about credit card bills? Or what if somebody was sick or something and they sent you a letter?
If someone I knew was sick, they'd call me.
Well, fine. That's just fine then.
Minnie turns around to leave.
Wait, you're angry with me.
I'm not angry. You should check your mail.
Minnie exits. Jen looks back at Andy.
Well, go on, sweetheart. Keep practicing.
Andy picks up the drumsticks and mimes the drums once again. Fade to black. Scene 3. It is the next morning in the bathroom. There is a sink set up with a mirror and cabinet underneath. Luke and Minnie are sharing the mirror, Luke brushing his teeth and Minnie applying her makeup.
Why does your sister only have strawberry-flavored toothpaste? I feel like I'm brushing my teeth with a Pop-Tart.
There are worse things.
Speaking of Jen, is she all right? She seemed a little distracted last night.
Oh, yeah. That's just Jen.
Minnie opens a container of blush, brushes some products onto her cheeks, and then closes the container. She turns to look at Luke.
I don't know. It's like she lives in her imagination half the time. Like she doesn't really know where the world begins.
Luke is quiet, unsure of how to respond. He opens the cabinet and takes out a bottle of mouthwash.
Huh. Strawberry mouthwash, too.
We're close. I mean, compared to other sisters, forget it. You'd think we're angels or something. Our neighbors, Lord, they never got along. You could hear them yelling from our house about something dumb, like a borrowed shirt or something. We were always close, but, well, it's like I'll never really get inside her head. She doesn't let me in there. She keeps everyone at an arm's length.
Well, not everyone is as touchy-feely as you.
It's different. Whatever. What do you want to do today?
Oh, I don't care.
Why don't we tour the town or something? It's actually kind of nice. Lots of historic buildings and whatever.
Sure. You know I'm a sucker for historic buildings and whatever.
You know you're great, right?
I do.
Luke walks behind Minnie and hugs her shoulders. The two of them look at their shared reflection in the mirror.
Are you guys awake?
Enter Jen.
So you'll never believe this, but Dan, my heat guy, he says he can't send anybody in until Saturday. Saturday! We're going to be without heat until Saturday! I tried telling him that's simply unacceptable, but he wouldn't budge. Something about there being a strike. I'm sorry, guys. It's just so cold in here. We've been having the strangest winter. Strangest ever, I tell you. It's early April, and it's still this cold out.
It's all right, Jen. Nothing you can do.
We'll just wear our coats.
Oh, you guys are wonderful.
Jen envelops Luke and Minnie into a group hug. Luke and Minnie are taken by surprise.
We thought we'd take a tour of the town today, show Luke around.
Yeah, that could be fun.
Perfect. We'll just finish getting ready.
Fade to black. Scene 4, the town. Jen, Minnie, and Luke are walking around, taking in the sights. It's a nice town in a nostalgic, middle-of-nowhere, everybody-knows-everyone kind of way. The walking continues for a moment until Jen spots someone in the distance.
Oh, hey, that's Mrs. Patterson.
No way.
Yeah. Luke, I used to be a nanny for her 5 kids when I was a teenager.
5 kids?
Yeah. I'm going to run up and say hello to her. She moved away a few years ago. I haven't seen her in so long. I'll catch you guys in a bit.
5 kids? I could never look after 5 kids.
All under the age of 9 at one point.
You're joking.
Nope. I could never. Jen loved it though. She's good with kids, like nobody I knew.
Huh.
Kids, they're Jen's everything.
She ever think about having her own?
It's all she talks about. Or talked about. I don't know, she never really settled down with anybody. None of her relationships were serious enough for a family. She wanted a family though, real bad.
Minnie and Luke spot a bench and cross to sit at it.
There was one guy who I thought might be the one from her, just from the way she talked about him. Billy. She was so totally in love with Billy. I actually never met him. Well, anyway, I don't completely know what happened to him, just that he vanished.
What do you mean?
She never told me the details. Remember what I said about keeping everyone at an arm's length?
Luke nods sadly.
There was a test. She went to a doctor. She thought she was pregnant, and she didn't even care that she would have to raise the kid on her own. She just wanted to have one. But she found out that she can't have kids. Ever.
Before Luke has time to react, Jen re-enters.
Mrs. Patterson is exactly the same.
Is she back in town for long?
For the next few weeks. It was great to see her. She's always been so nice to me. You know, it was Mrs. Patterson that suggested I become a teacher because I was so great with her kids and all.
Oh, Jen, you teach? What grade?
I was planning on teaching. I never got around to finishing college.
You know,
Minnie, don't.
Jen was an excellent student. And you really liked school. I know you did. I really think you should go back.
Someday, Minnie.
There's nothing wrong with asking for...
I said someday.
The offer still stands.
Jen shoots Minnie a look.
Fine. Let's just go then. Should we get lunch at the deli?
Minnie slips her hand into Luke's. They walk ahead and exit. Jen watches them for a moment, realizing how alone she is. Reluctantly, she trails after them. Fade to black. Scene 5. Night. The lights are dim. Andy's at the drum set stage right, miming the drums, eyes closed. He continues this for a moment. Enter Luke. Luke crosses over to the drum set. He rubs his hands together menacingly, over-exaggeratedly, like a cartoon villain, before lunging towards Andy, trying to grab the drumsticks from Andy's hand. Andy pulls back and jumps up from the stool. What ensues is a kind of ballet. Andy and Luke leap across the stage, Luke determined to steal the drumsticks, while quiet, suspenseful orchestra music accompanies their every move. It's funny and bizarre. Enter Jen, alarmed by the dance. She tries to intervene and leaps towards Luke to block him. She cannot catch him. She moves towards Andy but cannot catch him either. This goes on, so Jen is running from one end of the stage to another.
Stop that!
Jen's voice is strained as she tries to catch her breath. She sounds panicky.
I said stop it! Leave him alone! Leave my son alone! I said leave him!
Enter Minnie. She watches for a moment in horror.
Jen!
Jen, Luke, and Andy freeze in position. The three of them look at Minnie. Luke and Andy unfreeze and exit together quickly and silently.
Jen? What is going on? Are you all right?
Am I all right? You're asking if I'm all right?
Exit Jen. Minnie stands alone, confused and helpless. Fade to black. Scene 6, the porch. Jen is seated on the steps, bundled up in the same jacket she's been wearing the whole show. The drum set sits stage left, with Andy miming the drums. Enter Minnie, who watches Jen for a moment before sitting down next to her.
Hi there.
Hi.
Jen does not look at Minnie. She stares instead at the ground in front of her.
What you doing out here? It's cold.
It's colder inside.
You guys still a no-show? Jen, I think we need to talk. I don't think that you're well.
What are you talking about?
Jen, do you think I'm stupid? Do you think I haven't heard you talking to him after you think I'm asleep? Sneaking into the living room? You need to let him go, Jen.
Oh, I see. I see what this is.
You're hurting. I know you. I know you better than anyone else.
Please, you don't know me.
Honey, I'm only trying to help you here. It's time.
Why did I get the house and not you?
After
After all, you were always the favorite, right? And you'd probably take care of it better. Put all the bills in order, probably have no problem at all fixing the heat.
I don't.
Why did I get the house, Minnie? Tell me. You know the answer. Because I was having a child. I had a child. He was right there, you know? I had him. I had him. I'm not crazy. It's just that sometimes you want something so badly. And I wanted him so badly.
Jen covers her face with her hands and continues to weep. Minnie puts her arm around her. It takes Jen a minute to catch her breath. Andy puts down his drumsticks, stands up, and looks to where Jen and Minnie are sitting.
Hey now. Look at me. This has gone on for way too long. Look at me. This right here, us sitting here, this is real. I need you to stay. I need you to stay in what's real, because if you don't, you're going to miss it.
Jen feebly tries to turn around to face Andy.
And I don't want you to miss it, because it's good and it's beautiful. And I know you're afraid to let go, but I'm here. And I don't want to watch you throw it all away.
I don't know if I don't think that
You're holding onto a wish, a dream, just part of your imagination.
Is that so bad?
Look at me, Jen.
Mom?
I'm here.
I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do this.
Minnie puts her hand on Jen's cheek. Minnie freezes. Andy walks away from the drums. Jen stands up to meet him.
Oh, Andy.
I can stay. You need me here. You need...
Jen is trying really hard to hold back tears. She swipes at her eyes and looks at Andy.
You can't stay. I can't keep you here anymore. You have to go away now. It's time to go away.
Beat. Andy nods, then runs over to Jen and throws his arms around her in a hug. Jen lets out a sob. Andy releases Jen from the hug and exits. Jen watches him go before returning to Minnie. Minnie unfreezes.
It's going to be okay.
I know.
There's the sound of drums. It's quiet at first, but soon gets louder and louder. Jen hugs Minnie tighter. Blackout.